What is up, everyone? My name's Joe, I'm from Get Good Drums, and I am super stoked because I'm showing you our new One Kit Wonder library, the Dry and Funky kit. As the name suggests, it is both dry and funky. It was recorded in Middle Farm by Pete Miles, who also sampled it himself, engineered it, and mixed it. The whole idea of it was to get a really dry and close sound, similar to like the kind of drum tones you'd find in something like Fearless Flyers, for example. It was recorded in like a really sort of cramped booth, which obviously gives you that dry sound, but also because of that, you get this really cool, quite sort of distinct separation in the imaging and the cymbals. But anyway, let's get into it. This is the gorgeous UI. This actually might be my favorite One Kit Wonder UI because I'm a sucker for pink. And I just think it looks awesome. So let's start by walking you through the pieces and what everything is. Let me just pull up my list so I make sure I don't make any mistakes. It's a Ludwig kit. The kick is a maple 6-ply classic 24x14. The snare is a Ludwig 402 14x6.5 inch. And the toms are Ludwig maple 6-ply classic toms. We've got a 13x9, a 14x10, and a 18x16. As you can see on the UI, these were heavily taped up, which gives it that sort of muted sound. I just love it for this context. I think it's awesome. And then the cymbals are all Zildjian K-series. We've got K-Custom 14-inch dark hats. K-Custom dark 16-inch crash. Zildjian K-Custom dark 18-inch crash. And last but of course not least, a K-Custom dark 20-inch ride. So if I just go through the cymbals, you can hear that separation that I was talking about. Really cool. And then we also have a shaker and a tambourine. We also have stick clicks, which you can access through programming or the Articulations tab, but I'll show you that in a second. First, I just want to show you the other features of this sort of homepage. Of course, like our other One Kit Wonder libraries, these are pre-processed samples. So the idea is you can just drag this library in and start demoing, working on your song production, and just sort of get going with the writing. It's just no barriers to your creative flow. But we still give you some control over the final sound in these parallel and master EQ buttons. So the parallel is parallel compression, which is blended in under the kit. It gives it a slightly more powerful and sustained sound. You can toggle that off or back on. And then we have this master EQ switch, which is basically the kind of thing you'd find on a normal master EQ bus or output in terms of EQ. So it's going to be sort of boosting some lows and highs and maybe taking out some boxiness in the mid-range. But you can toggle that off if you've got your own master EQ going, or leave it on if you don't. Into the mixer tab, you can see that we have got a kick, snare, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, overheads, trash, and spring. So obviously, the kick, snare, toms, and overheads are self-explanatory. The trash is a trash room mic, and the spring is a spring reverb output, which you can route. So let's take a look in the Articulations page, and we can see what you get with it. Kick, snare hit and cross stick, tom 1, tom 2, tom 3 hits. On the ride, you get a bell, bow, and crash. Crash left, you get a hit and a choke. Crash right, you get hit and a choke. Then on the hats, you get a tip tight, edge tight, tip closed, edge closed, open 1, open 2, open 3, and of course a pedal. You also get the CC articulation, which is really useful if you're using MIDI controllers or an E-kit. Then shaker, you get offbeat and onbeat. And with tambourine, you get a hit, offbeat and onbeat. Using those articulations cleverly can really aid in creating realistic sounding patterns. And last but not least, this is the stick click. Of course, you get your velocity curve settings here. You get hi-hat CC options. And this is also where you can change the mapping of the articulations, so you can assign them to any MIDI note. And you can actually also individually control the gain of each articulation. So the One Kit Wonder libraries don't have a cymbal matrix, but you can achieve the exact same thing by altering the gain here. So if you want the hi-hat pedal, for example, to be louder in the overheads, you can just come here and adjust the gain. So that is the Dry and Funky library. I have no doubt that you're going to love this as much as we all do. This is a really cool library, and it's definitely one of the more quirky sounding libraries that we've put out to date. So you can find this library to purchase right now at getgooddrums.com. I hope you do, and if you do, I hope you love it. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time.